so I just pushed the nail through my nose. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, this is sick.
Christ, so split lick, hieroglyph drip, yeah. Proceed, unzip gift, lick the spit from my file.
The one that actually tips me to make the logo. So yeah, it's a beautiful story.
So you've been tattooing for quite some time, and you're also a musician. So how do these two coexist in your life?
It's a fight. It's a fight for attention. And it's a fight for attention, energy, resources, but mainly time. So sometimes it's a struggle, but they enrich each other at certain times. Like tattooing inspires me in my music sometimes, to sometimes have a break from the one or the other is good as well, to get like a new vision or something like that. But I hope that in the future those two worlds will become closer, so it gets easier for me. Because I was always hoping that, like, my dream was always to have, like, to create a world where everything is confined in, or something like that. So I'm working towards that.
Let me open up the bottles of the squad.
What's a tattoo you'll never forget doing?
There are a lot of tattoos that I'll probably never forget. Depending on how much I'm gonna remember in the future. But I think the last one that I probably won't forget is the one I did myself on my gum for the cover of Hectic in My Casket. I tattooed the abbreviation of the title on my gum. So that was one of the hardest tattoos I ever did. Probably one that I will remember, because it was a tattoo I did for my first album. I mean, it's the EP, but still, for my first EP.
What made it so difficult to do the tattoo?
To do the tattoo, I had to be really close to the mirror, otherwise I couldn't see what I was doing. But the thing that I didn't anticipate it was that if I would get close to the mirror, that the machine was touching the mirror. So every time I got closer to the mirror, the machine touched the mirror, and that was very annoying. It kept happening.
What's the story behind the nail through your nose?
The story was... It sounds like story. I guess everything is a story. I lost the ring on my septum. I forgot how. I just lost it one day. I didn't have time to go to the shop and buy another one. And I was afraid that the hole would close. I needed to have something to put in the hole. And we were going to a show. And I feel really weird when there's nothing in my nose. And I had like a nail. It's the nails I use for everything. These banners, it's the same nails that I put these banners up with. So I had these nails, and it was the perfect size, so I just pushed the nail through my nose. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, this is sick. And then when it was around the same time I was making the album. It's a perfect symbol for the album. And so I used it for the album art. I used it for the merch. And I wear it when I have to perform. Or when I need to look cool for an interview like this. I don't walk around with it daily.
Okay.
Maybe that's stupid to say, because people want the illusion of me being this character all the time. I mean, it's close. But it's not the nail. But the only reason that it's not the nail is because it rusts. It's a real nail, so it rusts. So now I can already smell. Yeah. I can smell that it's oxidizing. And I can already feel it in my nose a little bit. One day I would love to have the nail in silver, and then I can wear it daily if my mask allows it, because I wear a mask on a tattoo, but I think, yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're falling short in some areas of your life?
Height. Do I fall short? And I have the feeling that I'm falling short in every aspect of my life. Almost. I'm constantly failing on everything. But every day I fail a little less. I call it, I mean, I don't think, I think I stole it from somewhere, but it's like a concept of failing forward. Keep failing forward. So that's what I do. I fall short, but I give it my all on all aspects. And every day, or every month or whatever, it gets a little bit better. And I fall a little less short. But it's because I have very high expectations of everything. So it's really hard to match up those expectations. So then, yeah, then you have a life of falling short.
Yeah. What's been the toughest period in your life so far?
There are like more toughest periods in my life than the happy ones, I think. One of the toughest periods was during the lockdown, and that was like one of the most best periods of my life, the first lockdown. But then we got out. I was like, let me get super sober. I don't know why. Because I was drinking a lot during lockdown back then. I was like, let me get sober. I cleaned everything up. Stopped drinking. Stopped doing everything. And then they said, okay, we have to go back in lockdown again. I was like, okay, now I'm super sober in lockdown. Cool. I'm gonna get a lot of shit done. And it was the first day of lockdown. I remember because I was contemplating of like celebrating, but I was like, I don't have anything to celebrate with because I don't do anything anymore. And then I got a message from somebody that said that a good friend of mine had killed himself. And that was rough because that was the first time something like that happened. And then I had one bottle of Porto that my dad made. I just immediately went to that bottle. And that got me really deep. Also because there was no reason to get out of it. Because we were in lockdown. Nobody was waiting for me to do anything. So I could be in that negative spiral for like until we got out. That was a really dark period.
What's your biggest regret so far?
No regrets.
No regrets?
I wish. I'm a spiteful human being. Like one of my biggest regrets is not starting earlier. As in not getting my shit together earlier. Because I've been doing music since 2012. I mean, even before, but I think I was getting a little bit into the right vibe at 2012. A lot of the times I think, what if I had pursued it back then as I do now? Completely different outcome, maybe. Because it was so much easier back then. Because the competition or something was very low. And I had all the tools I needed. I didn't know the opportunity we had when we had it. But we didn't have the money, but we definitely had the time. And that's something I'm lacking now. I don't have the time anymore. I mean, I don't have that much time as I used to. Also, there were no expectations whatsoever. I was completely free. So I could have done anything. And that's a regret. But on the other hand, I was super free, but I was so broke that was a big limitation. And I cannot forget about that, because that was a big limitation. I had to sacrifice my freedom to get some money, so that wouldn't be the limitation. But then the freedom is the limitation. Then the freedom gets limited. So I don't know if I can blame myself, but I was for surely fucking around. I mean, because I was super entitled. I thought it would come to me anyway.
What's the hardest thing about putting your music out there?
Reaching people. Reaching people is very hard. When it was easier, I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing any effort. The opposite. I was trying to be discovered. I was hoping that people would go look, and then they found me. I was hidden somewhere. I was like, it's going to be cool if people like search for it.
And they stumble upon it.
And they stumble upon it.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So then I started putting myself out a little bit more, just a little bit. But it seemed like the more I put myself out, like the scene was changing with it. It was getting harder and harder and harder, and I was moving with it. And I've been behind a little bit my entire life. And now it's super hard. Because now you got like the almighty algorithm. So that's the hardest part now, to get attention. Yeah, everybody is fighting for people's attention now. And for somebody that didn't want to do any effort to get attention in the first place, that's hard sometimes. I think it's almost every artist. We just want to make shit, and we want everybody to hear it. And then if you like it, then that's nice. Then come over to our part.
Yeah. Come
over in our little circle. But these days you have to push it so much down people's throats to get some eyes or some ears on it. I think that's the hard part now. And I think we're not even close to how hard it's gonna get, maybe even.
What keeps you going?
The fact that I know I can't quit. I tried it. Didn't work. I had it all. I had a motorcycle and a sleeping bag. I'm making money, man. No, there was a moment in my life where tattooing was picking up. And I was making a lot of money for my position. I mean, I was a poor artist living in a very cheap house with a lot of different people, like you,
Including me.
including you. And I was making some money, and that was more money than I ever saw. And I put music to the side a little bit to focus on tattooing. And I was buying I was buying designer and the millimeter shit and stuff like that. I was buying expensive cocktails. I was living the life, but I was not satisfied. And I was like, God damn it. And then I was like, but what is that you really want? I was like, I really want to do music. That was what I was really missing. So, I wanted to do music, and I wanted to progress artistically in tattooing. So I did those two things. I said, I'm going to focus artistically on tattooing, doing the things I want. And I'm going to start a music project again. Picking Christ 2D back up. And I knew it would come with a sacrifice. It would mean less luxury less money to spend, less time. And that sucks. What else am I gonna do? I tried the other option. So it's not my choice. I tried it. It didn't work. So I'm stuck in this.